So I just want to see how this works. I think I'm going to use this one. How come M4, oh, M4 needs to be shut off. Okay. All right, so folks, we will, oh my gosh. All right. So folks, I'm going to need everyone's undivided attention. Now's the time to record. Maybe you put your screens down. That way I know I got everyone's undivided attention. Jerry, that means you too. Because all right. Ladies. Jocelyn. Right. Important that we record. If you want to move up, Kimberly, if you're all the way in the back and say, oh, I want to get a better seat, more than welcome. Brian, if you want to move up, you can. Not that I want to force anyone. You know, sometimes that's out of my comfort zone. I'm staying where I am. I'm like, I don't blame you. AJ, you went from there to there? That's impressive. Okay, I think you've really nailed that one. All right, I know. Listen, I'm just having fun with you guys. You know, this class could be very stressful at times. They say, well, Joe, Betz adds to my stress. And I'm like, I know. Pushing you a little bit too much. All right, design projects. Click on design projects. Microsoft Gift Animator. All right, this is on my website. Click, download anyway. I'm gonna click on it. All right, that's it. That is the gift animator. Does it need a whole lot of instructions? No, this thing was designed like 30 years ago. We typically save files in JPEGs, right? Sometimes bitmaps, but those are 10 times larger. Now, back when I first started doing web pages back in the 90s, you know, before the college had a web server, you know, the school engineering had one. If you wanted to animate something, because you couldn't put a movie on or a video or anything else, the file was too big. Because if we wanted to get onto the internet, we actually had to plug our computer into a phone, into a modem. And you know, if you ever watch the movie like You've Got Mail, and it goes beep, and it connects, and you know, it was slow as, like for you to download a movie that's on Netflix now, you could start it now with a modem, and by 2 weeks from now, you'd have the movie downloaded on your computer. That's how slow this was. I know you like horse and buggy. I sound like I'm old. So Microsoft, no, AOL designs a GIF file that you can sew together and you can actually animate it. So when you're done, that's how you do that. So we're gonna animate this particular file. So I'm gonna go back to here. Now, I'm just gonna draw a box around this, but sometimes you can draw. I'm gonna animate this, but I need a snap line. Most of you wanna do this in Paperspace. Let's go make this big. So by leaving this in Paperspace, I have a snap line. So I can go back to model space, but I need the snap line because it's a crop line. So I'm gonna crop the image. I'm not gonna change this. Once I get into Paperspace, I'm not touching this, because if I do, it will change the size of the image, and then when you go to animate it and sew it together, it's gonna be bouncing all around. So that's gonna stay that way. I'm gonna go to here. So that's gonna be my set position, for example. I'll just make this smaller so it's not. So I'm gonna rotate this around, then I'm gonna go to Yoselin's file, and ours is not a rotational one, ours is actually a series of blocks that I'm gonna turn on and turn off and animate from there. So it's two examples that we're gonna do. And I'm gonna go to, desktop. I'll save these onto desktop. I'm just gonna create a file right now. Images. So I'm gonna go to here. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Go to Paint. Do Control V. I'm going to crop. I need to crop all this stuff because now I got a line here. I'm going to get in and try to crop that out. I'm going to zoom in. Try again. There we go. File, save as, GIF. I'm going to put it onto the desktop. Where the heck is my... Where the heck is my Windows? Home. Desktop. I'm going to save this as A1. Now I'm going to go back to Model. I'm going to do Rotate. Now you'll do 3D Rotate, right? Does it make a difference? Yeah, because you're going to be dealing with a 3D model. Pick. Go back to this. take an image again. This time I'll try to get slightly inside so I don't have that problem. Pick. I'm going to go to Paint, Control V, Crop. You have to crop, because if you don't crop, then you'll have different size images. File, Save As, GIF, A2, Save. We go back to this, Model, Rotate. Remember, you're going to do 3D rotate because you're going to have a 3D image. So you're not, unless it's just flat. I'm going to go back to here, take a picture again. Paint, Control V, Crop, File, Save As, GIF. Now, by the way, when Walt Disney made cartoons, this is how he did it. Like, they would actually draw each plate and move it. The benefit of doing this is there are things that you're going to turn on and turn off in order to make them work. And I'll show you an example of that. Go to Model. I'll go to this. Remember, I moved the mouse out of the way, because if not, we'll take a picture of the mouse in here. I'm like, well, who wants that? Paint, Control V, Crop, File, Save As, GIF, 4. I'll do one more. If you can get 5, it's a smoother move than if you can get 3. And I'm going to do here. Control V, Crop, File, Save As. Right, nothing spectacular yet, right? The only thing I need to do is keep the image the same size, because if I don't, the thing starts going in and out, you're gonna get seasick. I mean, that's crazy. Now I've got all my images, so I'm gonna go to my little GIF animator. But I have 2 of them open, I don't know why. So I'm gonna open desktop. Pick, open. So I'm going to open this one 3 times. I'm going to hit the plus, 2, plus, 3, then a plus. I'm going to do the second one. Then I'm going to do the plus, the third one. Then I'm going to do the plus, the 4th one. Then I'm going to do plus. I only have 4 in here, so I'm going to do 4 again. I'm going to do plus, 4 again. So once I get to the top, I'll stop it, and I'm going to go back down. Now I'm going to do plus, 3, plus, 2, plus, 1. I'll do a plus 1, plus 1. Oh, did I ever save this one? That's not important. Now I'm going to create the animation. I'm going to have it loop forever. I'm going to repeat forever. Click on image duration. I could change this to 100. I don't think it makes it, you can fiddle around with that. Now I'm going to do file, save as. We're going to call it animation A. Save. Now I'm going to go to here. Oops. I have to find the file. I'm not going to do it this way. I'm just going to click on the file. I think it will work this way, as long as it doesn't open up in Paint. File, open with. I'm going to choose another app. I'm going to open it with a browser. How do I get to this? It's going to be a pain in the neck. These computers are so hard to deal with because no, it's not going to let me do that. Cancel. I could try photos. See how it animates? Questions? So, and I forgot that the number 5, I should have saved that. So yeah, if you get 5, that will open up. So that's really how you're doing this. The reason why I have a couple, and see that? I put the crosshairs in, I made a mistake. So I could go back, File, Save As, GIF, 5, hit save. Now I can go to Paint, File, Open, I'm just going to take a box, Control C, Control V, Control V. All right, File, Save. Now I'm going to go back and do this one more time for you. We're going to do New. Open, Images, A1, A1, we'll just do 2 there, A2, A3, A4, A5, A5, no. Plus A5, A4, A3, A2, A1, A1, save as. I'll put that over. Yes, I want to replace that. I'm going to close that. Reopen this. There we go. Oh, I forgot to put on loop forever, right? Okay. Animation, looping forever. Hit save. Go back to here. Is there a reload button? I should be able to reload that, but I don't know, it's not letting me. There you go. All right, that's how you're gonna sew that together. Now let's take a look at a real project. You're like, this one wasn't real? No. Let's say I want to do this one. Now I could actually crop this entire thing here, or B, I could go to the workspace and set this up. By the way, I hate these grids. Zoom all. Is it this one here? Oh, this one, gotcha. All right, so the black may have to be changed to a different color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click over here. These are all nice and clean. I'm gonna take and move this thing over here. So now I have a crop box from here to here that when I do my screen, that's what I want. This one I'm gonna make, oops. A little bigger so I can see it. But that will sit like that. I'm gonna zoom window, whoops. What's missing are all the cables that drop down here and the structure down here, but that's we're gonna add that on at the very end. So a lot of these animations you don't want to actually do until the very end because you need to put the structure down here and the cables. Probably every other one you can drop a cable down. So I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna take a picture. Actually, before I'm done, I'm gonna click over here, get rid of all that junk. Now I'm gonna take a picture because I'm in paper model space. Go to Paint, Control V, Crop, File, Save As, JPEG. I'll save this as B1. Now I'm going to go back to here, go to Model Space. Actually, I could probably do this in paper space. I'm going to go up to here. What layer is this?
It's the white one.
It's up here? All right, folks, there we go. Wait for that stuff. I'm going to take another picture. Oops, I'm going to shoot that again. I got a line up here. Control V, crop, file, save as, GIF, V2, save. Now I'm going to go to here, turn that off. I have to wait for this thing to disappear. Take a picture. Go to Paint, Control V, crop, file, save as, GIF, V3, save, go back to here, turn that off, turn that on, go wait for this thing to go away, take a picture, so it's a lot easier if you have them on layers, you can turn them on and off. Paint, Control V, file, save as, GIF, save, go back to here, turn it off, turn this on, wait for this stuff to disappear again, take a picture, Control V, crop, file, save as, GIF, 5, save. Now I'm going to go to my handy dandy, click on New, open, V1, plus, V1, plus, V2, plus, V3, plus, V4, plus, V5, plus,